Coming to you live from our Aerospark studios here in Windhoek. Good evening to our global audience and many thanks for tuning in to this week's last edition of Primetime News. I'm your host, Michael Madimba. It is a pleasure to have you with us. First things first, we convey our sincere apologies for not being able to bring you the Wednesday edition of Primetime News. This was due to a technical difficulty we encountered. Now, earlier in the week we promised to keep you abreast with the Shannon Vassaville murder trial, and this is where we begin. High Court Judge Christa Liebenberg recently pronounced that Azan Madisia and Stephen Mulundu will appear in the Windhoek High Court on 13 June to receive their sentencing. During the mitigation process in the Windhoek High Court, Judge Liebenberg set the sentencing date to 13 June, that is next month, for Madisia and Mulundu, who were charged with defeating, obstructing the course of justice and fraud. Now, Namibian Police Force Inspector General Lieutenant General Joseph Shikongo urged the community members to join forces in the fight against crime. During a recent meeting with the region's business community in Walvis Bay, Shikongo emphasized the crucial role community members play in combating and reducing criminal activities. He highlighted the need for collaborative policing, as the police force alone cannot effectively combat crime without the assistance of vigilant individuals who possess invaluable information for apprehending criminals. In our next report, we bring you the unfortunate discovery of a tragic incident. The half-burnt body of 47-year-old Peter Swartboy was found on Farm Diamond in the Kleinope area by his employer on Thursday morning. According to a recent crime report released by the Namibian police, it is suspected that Swartboy perished in a house fire believed to have been caused by a candle. The employer became concerned when Swartboy failed to show up for work and decided to check on him at his residence. To his dismay, he discovered the charred remains of the deceased next to the bed inside the burnt house. The exact cause of the fire remains unknown at this time, and there are no indications of foul play. The next of kin have been notified, and police investigations are in the process to uncover further details surrounding this tragic incident. In a concerning development, the residents of Ocho are currently grappling with a water supply disruption caused by an act of vandalism. A wooden electricity pole has been deliberately cut down, leading to the disruption of power supply to the town's 2 water pumps. We now delve deeper into the consequences of this unfortunate incident and its effects on the community.
Ocho Municipality on Wednesday afternoon in a media statement issued to NAMPA indicated to the residents that the normal water supply will only start once the electricity is restored to the 2 water pumps. The Ocho Municipality supplies water to its residents directly from its underground water reservoirs. The statement said that as a consequence of the current power failure affecting the operations of the 2 water pumps, residents are requested to conserve water until the matter is resolved. It added that efforts are underway to restore the damage and restore the electricity supply to the 2 pumps. On Thursday morning, several residents told this news agency that the lowly water situation is slowly turning ugly at the town and thus called on the municipality to speed up the repair process.
Moving on. In a motivational address at the 2023 winter graduation ceremony held earlier today in the capital, Attorney General Festus Mbandeka shared his personal academic journey. During his speech, Mbandeka imparted invaluable advice to the graduating cohort, particularly those seeking employment, encouraging them to consider volunteering opportunities within their respective fields of study. Recognizing the challenges that lie ahead in the job market, Mbandeka emphasized the importance of resilience, courage, and remaining open to opportunities that may extend beyond their areas of expertise. Let's now listen to a portion of his address to the graduates.
You must collect institutions, offices, shops, factories within your field of study and offer to volunteer your service for any job available. You must also make it clear that you are prepared to even forego any remuneration in exchange for opportunity to get practical exposure and experience and contribute to their mandate. Surely one day, one way or the other, somebody will listen and will take note and will respond favorably. But just make sure that you are always presentable, you are serious and professional and ready to go an extra mile. There are great benefits in volunteering your services. Some of the benefits are that it will provide you with much needed experience. It's also good for your CV and profile to boost your credentials. It also creates admiration and makes you more valued. To boost your self-esteem, to give you a potential for unexpected reward and gratitude, to help you to build your network, a good professional and business relationship, as well as a reference that may help you in future.
Your top roundup is up next. Welcome to Primetime Biz, where we bring you the latest developments in the corporate world. In a significant milestone, Conrad Lutombi, Chief Executive Officer of the Roads Authority, recently unveiled the Roads Authority Integrated Strategic Business Plan in the capital. Now, this plan is highlighted by Minister of Works and Transport John Mutora, charts the course for the Road Authority strategic direction over the next 5 years, outlining the practical steps that will be implemented. We now delve deeper into the details of the plan and its implications for the road infrastructure sector.
We are indeed very grateful to have you here to launch our integrated strategic plan for the period. In fact, it started last year, 2022 to 2026-2027 financial year. We will cover the RI mandate just briefly, and the National Road Network, as well as we will share with you how we crafted our strategy in terms of the pestle and SWOT analysis, very important, as well as the national strategic alignment, the high-level statement, which is the core ideology of the Roads Authority.
This document, as per the presentation given, that we are launching here today, outlines the strategic direction that the Roads Authority will embark upon and practically implement for the next 5 years. It is pleasing to note that this strategic plan is aligned to the major policy documents of the country.
On to neighboring South Africa, where struggling state-owned power utility Eskom on Thursday focused a difficult winter, with demand set to rise in the continent's most industrialized but energy-starved country. Eskom warned that it may ramp up crippling power outages to prevent a national grid collapse as winter arrives in the coming weeks.
South Africa's struggling state-owned power firm Eskom on Thursday forecast a difficult winter, with demand set to rise in the continent's most industrialized but energy-starved country. Eskom warned that it may ramp up crippling power outages to prevent a national grid collapse as winter arrives in the coming weeks. The shortages are blamed on insufficient investment in the country's aging or poorly designed coal-fired power plants, corruption, crime and sabotage.
This brings us to the end of our top news segment for tonight. Catch me on the other side. But for now, let's look at what the weather has in store for us across the country. Welcome to Sport Planet. Jurgen Klopp has been given a 2-match touchline ban over comments he made about referee Paul Tierney following Liverpool's win over Tottenham in April. The Football Association meted out the suspension after Klopp admitted to his comments, in which he accused Tierney of bearing a grudge against his team, questioned the integrity of the referee, implied bias and brought the game into disrepute. Now, the Liverpool manager, who has also been fined £75,000, was booked in added time of his team's 4-3 Premier League win against Spurs at Anfield for sprinting up to the face of the fourth official while celebrating Diogo Jota's dramatic late winner. The first game of the ban is to be served immediately, whilst the second is suspended until the end of next season, pending future conduct. Staying atop the Premier League, Manchester City are preparing for their Premier League coronation, the first leg of a potential treble that would write the club's name into the history books. A victory at home for Pep Guardiola's side against Chelsea on Sunday would seal the deal, but it will be all over the previous day if Arsenal lose to relegation-threatened Nottingham Forest. Liverpool are still in the hunt for a top 4 finish after 7 straight wins, while Leicester and Leeds look destined for the drop. Stand by for your sports roundup. With that, we've come to the end of this week's newscast. Many thanks for having been with me during the course of the week. Catch my colleague Joy Costas, who'll hold the fort as from Monday next week. Otherwise, from myself, Michael Medimba, and the entire crew behind the scenes, wishing you a cozy weekend. Good night.